Hey, what's up everyone? This is Tone Loc for Downward Thrust, and today I'm going to share with you several discoveries I have made regarding why Street Fighter V was released in a half-finished state. No, this video is not going to talk about the idea that Capcom released the game in March so that the game would be out before EVO. Many other videos have already covered that. This video is going to uncover something equally valid, however. The continuance of bad business practices reported on Capcom's annual consumer reports. I've done ample research here, guys, to put all of this information together for you. Before we begin, I'd like to inform you that the data behind this video comes straight from Capcom's annual consumer reports, its reported financial and corporate strategy reports, and SteamDB, which is a database of real-time Steam data on video games. Alright, so let's kick this off. Capcom is a publicly traded company. Performance in for-profit companies is reflected in the stock value of the company. Now, during the year prior to its 2015 fiscal year, Capcom reported a decrease of 37.1% to net sales. And for Capcom, it was 64,277 million yen. This is a big number, guys. Keep it in mind because we're going to come back to it in a couple minutes when we wrap up the video. So in 2015, the big wigs of the company got together and decided on what kind of adjustments they could make to its corporate strategy on March 31st, which is the date of the fiscal year for Capcom. After analyzing this report, here is what I discovered. It appears that Capcom's reported strategy to deal with last year's aforementioned terrible sales performance was to, and I quote, number 1, maximize company profitability above all else. Number 2, reduce the development time per game by either reducing total development time or creating pieces of content for single games that would be sold to customers with the promise of more content later. Number 3, create add-on content to acquire constant long-term growth in sales. Now let's briefly touch on these three things because it's really important to understand this because it's going to give you a complete picture on what happened with Street Fighter V. So number 1, maximizing revenues is a great idea for a company, of course, but you have to do it in the right way. Businesses file bankruptcy all the time because they do not engage in proper treatment of customers and good business practices, which in turn affects one of the most important factors for any successful company: proper and increasing customer loyalty and retention. Do you remember when Capcom tried to store DLC characters on its discs of Street Fighter Cross Tekken when it shipped, with hopes of selling assets that they created before the game released to us later as DLC? Or how about when they did the same thing with Dragon's Dogma? Shame on you, Capcom. Shame on you. All you did was make customers give you $60 and then never purchase another product from you again. How is that long-term growth? How does that gel with a good business strategy? Developing games in pieces and reducing total development time. Reducing the time to make games is questionable, especially if you read this excerpt from the consumer report. It mentions nothing of reducing price points, nothing of offering free DLC as a substitute for giving us low quality or less content with our new games, due to reducing the development cycle. Alright Capcom, if you're going to reduce the development cycle and spend less time on your games, don't ask for us to pay full price for these husks of these games. Here's a newsflash for you, Capcom. We love your games. Okay? We love your games when we get a complete package, okay? You say you're not making enough money, Capcom? You say your sales figures are down and you want to spend less time making the game? Or you want to sell it in pieces? Then either don't charge $60 at release or don't be surprised when you don't sell as many copies. Okay, now let's take a look at the third point of their consumer reports. Add-on content for long-term income. This one irks the shit out of me, you guys. Just read it. Capturing users. What an awful way to put it. Sure, Capcom, you fucking captured $60 out of my wallet when you sold me Street Fighter Cross Tekken. How about releasing good quality content honestly and with good intention? It's why people like CD Projekt Red and Naughty Dog, we respect the way they treat us and offer our loyalty in return. Fast forward to June of 2015. Steam implements a refund policy that would change the face of consumer business interaction in the video game market. Now we had the power to refund shitty games. We have the power, Capcom, not you. Check out what Capcom thought of our buying power on March 31st, 2015. 0. This is exactly why Capcom's last few games have been sold to us in pieces. They think that once the sale is final, it's just money in the bank, and there's nothing more to it. Fast forward to March of 2016. Street Fighter V is released unfinished, a shell of a game with so little content it sparked an outrage from the community. The Steam user reviews speak for themselves. It's embarrassing. The daily player counts speak for themselves. Take a look at the next two graphs from SteamDB. Have you noticed a trend on Twitch lately, guys? Yep, a reduction from 160 to 60 for the total Steam channels featuring Street Fighter V. Or how about this one? This pretty much sums it up. The average time per player, just focus on the yellow trend line, a reduction of 10 minutes per play session on average. I'm not even going to go into this topic right now, but also take a look at the disparity between the actual player reviews and the game journalists. What the hell is going on here? So, Street Fighter V was released as a skeleton because Capcom wanted to capitalize on its newfound corporate strategy of shortening its development cycle, snatching up all the early adopters, and promising to add future content to fill the bare husk of the game. Just like a 9-year-old kid would promise to be good if his mom left him alone in a candy store. Newsflash, Capcom, it's June. We don't have a proper story mode. We don't have arcade battles that we can go up against the computer AI. We have shitty netcode. We have menus that look like they've been designed by chimpanzees, and a store where Capcom is making you purchase a stage for 70,000 fight money. It's a dirty little cost-cutting scheme that honestly would have been fine if the price tag slapped on the box was $39.99. Finally, remember when I said Capcom's net sales were down 37.1% from last year's fiscal year? Let me explain something to you that is going to be very unfriendly to Capcom in 2016. For anyone unfamiliar with the term net sales, let me break it down. This figure includes adjustments for returns and allowances on the balance sheet. The big one for Capcom is going to be video game returns. Why does it matter? As Capcom releases more games, the chances for return goes up due to newfound customer confidence garnered by the protection of the new Steam policy. And more money then gets deducted from Capcom's gross figure of net sales. I hope you got some good accountants there, Capcom, because you're no longer going to be able to shell out these unfinished games to pluck the dollars out of our pockets. Consumers are going to get smarter. We're going to become more guarded. We already have been. We're going to make better purchasing decisions that, God help me, I hope people do. We have the shield of customer protection from Steam now. You fucked up Street Fighter V, Capcom. You done fucked it up real bad. As a die-hard fan since Street Fighter 2 Turbo on the SNES, it makes me sad that this situation played out this way, but I think we're all a little bit more informed now, knowing that EVA wasn't the sole cause of Street Fighter V's being pushed out way too early. It's gonna take a lot for Capcom to win me back over for Street Fighter 6. Shit, maybe by that time Street Fighter 5 will actually be finished. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. If you'd like to subscribe to our channel, we do uploads every 3 days and it's completely free. Just click the annotation on your screen right now, and wherever you are in the world, have an awesome rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.